Hey guys, back with a new video. Games I've played recently video. I haven't done one of these for a while. Basically, whenever I play a bunch of games and just don't feel like doing like impressions videos on them, they kind of add up. So I've been playing a few games, not as many as my other videos like this, but I thought instead of just doing a bunch of impressions videos on these games, I'll just kind of talk about them very briefly here in this video, and at the end of it, go over kind of what games I'm interested in for the month of May. And maybe some of the ones that I'm kind of, there's like, I don't know, May's interesting. There's a lot of games coming out in May, but there's some I'm very iffy on. Like, I don't know whether I want to play them or not. But let's dive right into it with the first game, which Conception 2. I finished this, I don't know, it was like a couple weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago. This game I was interested in purely because of the concept alone. There was a demo for this on the eShop. And I found the concept of this game too crazy to ignore, and I probably shouldn't have rushed out and got this without watching some impressions and waiting for the reviews, because I did finish this game at 52 hours. This game's huge, and it's, I don't know, it's pretty mediocre, I thought. Like, the concept is still really interesting, where you like, this game is so weird. It's very, I don't know, it's very strange, where you like have like these girls that you kind of like date. It's got like a Persona style, almost similar to the social link system, but it's just girls. And like, the better your relationship is with them, the stronger star children you can create with them. Yeah, you kind of like have kids. And this game's got like these highly sexual kind of like weird little scenes that play when you do this classmating ritual. They call it the classmating ritual. It's pretty much sex. I mean, this game is so fucking weird. I wasn't really bothered by it. A lot of people are really like bothered by the sexual stuff in this game. I don't know, I think it's a bit too juvenile to really take it seriously like that. But my main issue with this game was just how boring it was. Like, the characters I thought were so uninteresting. The story is absolute horseshit. I just found myself not caring to build my relationship up with these girls. Like, there was one I liked, Serena, which again, she was very like tropey. Like, all the characters in this, I've seen these kind of characters a million times before. You know, the battle system is pretty decent. It's just, you know, I didn't find it that fun. You know, the dungeons are very boring. They all kind of look the same. They're all just a bunch of pathways with like boxed rooms. Like, they look different. Like, they've got different aesthetics, but I don't know, they felt the same. They all felt the same to me. You know, the dungeon crawling just, I thought, got really old really fast. This was the kind of game I had to listen to music or put on a podcast while I was playing. I guess I enjoyed it enough to finish it. I mean, I did end up finishing this game, but I don't know, it was just mostly pretty boring. What I did like, I mean, that concept, the Star Children concept allows for a lot of experimentation. Each of these Star Children have different classes you can pick. I loved all the different equipment you could use. You know, there was some nice experimentation with this game. You know, the RPG stuff was pretty good. I hated, though, how like every time you had to keep making new kids because they'd have level caps. But like they'd always go back to level 1 when you got new ones. And it was really annoying bringing them up. Like, this game's really grindy too, and it's easy as well. Like, there's hardly any challenge here. I don't know. Overall, I just found it fairly mediocre. Nothing about it is outright terrible by any means, but I do kind of wish I hadn't have bought this game. I kind of wasted my money on it, and it kind of has taught me, like, you know, even if a concept of a game sounds interesting, I should do some more research before fully diving in. There's also a Vita version of this game. I picked a 3DS because I don't have a Vita. That one looks better. It is generally probably the version you're going to want to go with. I mean, if the stuff I described doesn't sound too bad to you, you might like this, but I don't know. I really wasn't a fan. The next game I played was a digital title on the PC, and that's Steins Gate. I downloaded it. There's like a cool physical edition you can get if you go to the Just USA website. This game I've actually been looking forward to for quite a while. I've always heard great things about this, and it's considered like one of the best visual novels. There's an anime that apparently is really good. I'm not really an anime fan, so I didn't really check it out. Mike Aerodynamish loves Steins Gate. I've been really looking forward to this game. So I downloaded it. It's a bit on the expensive side. Like for the download only version, it's $40. I was a bit iffy on this as well because I'll admit the storyline. I had looked up things on the storyline, and it's like a time travel storyline. I don't know. The storyline didn't ever really sound that interesting to me, but I still felt like I needed to give this game a chance. And I gotta say, I don't know. I'm like 28 hours in to this game, and I think I'm not gonna play anymore. I don't know what this game is very hard to articulate why I'm not really enjoying it. Like for one, I guess in terms of visual novels, this is like the most text-heavy one I've played. There's barely any gameplay here. There's a couple choices you'll be making, like whether to pick up certain phone calls, and it will affect the ending, from what I understand, where the anime just had like the true ending. But other than that, you can like text responses back to your friends, but I thought that was kind of boring. But I think that brings me to my main issue with this game, or at least for me, and I think this is just entirely a preference thing. It doesn't appeal to me, this storyline and these characters. Some of the characters I liked, some of them I was not enjoying at all. I've heard this game gets better, but I've long passed the point where apparently it gets interesting. I'm like halfway, like towards the end of chapter 6, I think. And this game, it felt like such a slog to me. Like I was getting to the point where like the first hour I was kind of into it, but I was just eventually just mashing, like, I just wanted to get all through this dialogue. I just didn't find any of it interesting. I didn't find the storyline that engaging. There was no intrigue for me. I don't know, I guess maybe I don't like time travel storylines, because it's pretty heavy on that, and there's a lot of, like, science terms in here. Like, this game's pretty complex. There's a glossary for you to look at that references things that you might not understand, which I definitely appreciated, but it wasn't quite enough to get me hooked. I don't know, I was so bored with this game that once I reached that 26-hour mark, I felt like I probably shouldn't be forcing myself through this game if I'm not enjoying it. So it's really hard to explain why I don't like this game, and of course I can't really talk much about it because it's a very story-heavy game. I think most people are going to enjoy this. This is just like an isolated case for me, especially since it feels a lot like an anime to me, and I really don't like anime. That might have a reason to do with it, but I don't know. I don't know. It's really kind of a shame. Another game I kind of, at the same time though, I gave this a chance. You know, it was either going to be a love it or hate it type thing, but. Yeah, Steins Gate, unfortunately, couldn't quite get into it. If you're into, though, to time travel storylines, and, like, I don't know, I think most people are probably going to enjoy this, if you do want to give this game a chance, but I don't know, it just wasn't interesting to me, I guess. The next game is another downloadable title, Child of Light, released not too long ago. I've already actually finished it. This is one I wanted to do an impressions video, but I thought I might as well just lump it into here. Starting off with some negativity there, 2 games I didn't really care for all that much. But you know what, I should probably be honest with those games. Child of Light, on the other hand, I love. This game was great. It's on like tons of consoles. I played on the PC. It's like it might be on handhelds, but I know like PS4, Wii U, a bunch of other stuff. Like it's pretty easy to get your hands on this game. $15. I was able to get like a couple dollars off on like on this one website for the PC version, but it's this game I had been looking forward to. It's got like a fairy tale aesthetic. This game, like, it looks fucking amazing. I think that the same engine that Ubisoft used for the Rayman Origins and Rayman Legends, and it's a gorgeous game. An amazing soundtrack. I loved the soundtrack in this game. It's basically like it's almost kind of hard to describe, but it's like a turn-based RPG with some like exploration puzzle elements where you can control this girl. The story, I don't know if I really want to talk about the story all that much. Like it's the story I didn't really enjoy in this game. I gotta say, it's got this writing style where it's all done in rhymes, and it's really weird. It's corny and it's hard to follow. it could have been done well, I think, but I don't know, the way it was done here I think was just really bad. Like, it honestly, only like 30 minutes in, I was already skipping through dialogue. I just didn't care what was going on in this story. And it's actually the only complaint I could really level against the game. I think the story and characters and writing were just really awful. That said, the gameplay is fantastic. You know, you kind of explore through these environments. You can kind of fly around these environments. And you're, like, for me at least, I don't know what it's like on other systems, probably an analog stick. But with the mouse, you use this kind of like sprite-type character that kind of goes around the screen. You can open up treasure chests this way, and interact with your environment and solve very light puzzles. Like, there's very light puzzle-solving elements in this game that are really fun. They're not, you know, it's not a game that will make, you know, rack your brain or anything, but I thought it was fun and very pleasant. The game's just very relaxing to play, and, you know, the visuals and music definitely help. There's some side quests you can take on. You see your enemies on the map. You can run into them from behind and get like a first strike, if you will, and then that will lead you into the turn-based battle system, where it's kind of like Grandia, if you've played that on the PS1, where like each character has like different speeds, and there's like an action bar at the bottom that your character's icons will kind of go through. And then there's like a phase where you can, you know, use your spell, and then you'll wait a few seconds and use it, or use your attack and wait a few seconds and use it. All of your attacks have different speeds. You got to watch out for your enemies too, and you can kind of attack them right before they're going to do a spell to interrupt their attacks. The same thing can happen to you. That mechanic I thought was kind of annoying, but I don't know, it wasn't too bad. It added some strategy. So you got to kind of choose which attacks you're going to use wisely, depending on the situation you find yourself in. Defending is actually useful in this game. I never defend in RPGs, and this one you kind of have to avoid your attacks being interrupted. But it's a really fun, engaging battle system with just the right amount of strategy. It's not, you know, it's not crazy in-depth or anything, but it was fun. It remained fun throughout the game, and I've heard a lot of people think it's like insanely easy on like the normal difficulty, which is what I played on. I'll admit the game's not very hard. I didn't mind it so much. If you want a challenge, or you want the full the full strategic elements of this battle system, you'll probably want to play the hard mode. I'd recommend doing that. It's really fun. You level up a lot in this game, which I liked that. I liked how like almost every other battle you were leveling up. There's skill trees, which I always like skill trees. I mean, they're not too complex here. You've got like certain paths, and you can upgrade your abilities and get new ones, and upgrade your stats and things like that. There's this oculi system where it's not, there's no equipment in this game, but there's like gems that you can kind of like combine and create and equip your characters with them to give you like bonuses, which again, a system that's not really in depth, and it can be kind of annoying constantly going into that menu and you know, adjusting things. But again, a system that I enjoyed. I enjoyed like the light RPG feel to this game. You know, it took me like 10 hours to beat, so it's not too long. It doesn't overstay its welcome. The boss battles, I wish there was a bit more variety of the boss battles. Almost every boss is just like the big boss and then 2 minions, and that's it. I don't know. I wish there would be a bit more variety that way. You know, but overall, it was just a really pleasant, fun game. Every time I got into a battle, I was, you know, excited to fight. I thought the exploration elements were great. Another thing too, actually, you use your sprite in battle. I was saying before, you use the mouse, right? And you can kind of like use this energy to kind of like slow enemies down, slow their speed down. I thought that was really cool. I thought that was a great element. You can kind of, you know, also in battle, like kind of touch different parts of the environment. You'll get like health back and stuff like that. You know, that whole system where you kind of use the mouse while using like the keyboard to move around. I don't know what it's like on other versions, but I thought that was pretty unique and pretty fun. But yeah, Child of Light, I really enjoyed this game. I think it's entirely worth that what, $15? Even though I didn't like the story and the characters and the writing, it's pretty surprised that, you know, that I was able to kind of put that past me. You know, and it's like, you know, as bad as that stuff was, it didn't really matter because the rest of the game was so good. So I definitely recommend Child of Light. 2 games left. One game I'm playing right now, and I'll probably be starting this next one probably soon, honestly, at the same time as this game, which is actually interesting how I'm playing this. Pokemon HeartGold, which probably an odd choice for me to be playing. There's just no new releases to to play right now for me. I'll get to that later, but why am I playing this? First off, I've never played Pokemon Heart Gold, Soul Silver before. I've never played Gold or Silver. I think I played Gold for like an hour or something when I was a kid, but I've heard these are some of the best in the series. And why I all of a sudden felt in a Pokemon mood. I don't know why. I just kind of felt in the mood to play these games, and I wanted to do something with this game that I've never done before. I'd heard of it, and it's something called the Nuzlocke Challenge. And what this is basically you play through a Pokemon game, and I'm doing this basically blind. Some people will know their way around these Pokemon games, but will do this challenge. What you're doing is whenever one of your Pokemon faints in battle, you have to release them. And every time you enter a new area, the first Pokemon you see, you have to catch. If you fail to catch it or accidentally kill it, that's it for that area. That area is done. You cannot catch any more Pokemon in that area. And you do this for each new area in the game. And those are the kind of like the general ideas. You can kind of throw in a few different rules. I'm doing a very basic Nuzlocke challenge run. And you kind of another one rule I'm using is to nickname my Pokemon, just so I feel like I'm more of an attachment to these Pokemon that I catch. And so far, it's made the game pretty fun. At the same time, though, it is a bit more grindy than usual, and the Pokemon games are always pretty grindy. But you know, having your Pokemon basically, you know, when you die, that Pokemon's gone for good. It makes the game more challenging. And the Pokemon games have always been really, really easy. So I'm not too far into this. I hear this game's pretty huge, but we'll see if I can do it, this challenge, because I guess if you faint in battle, lose all your Pokemon in battle, that's it. Nuzlocke challenge is over. You're done. So I'm hoping I can get through this whole game. Haven't lost a Pokemon yet. I have been doing quite a bit of grinding, but it's interesting. I think it makes these games a bit more fun. In fact, I think for all future Pokemon games, I might do this Nuzlocke challenge. Because it's so far I'm actually really having a good time, but I think I do want to play another game alongside this. This is probably something I'm going to chip away at for quite a while. But by the way, this game, what the fuck? These games, Soul Silver and Heart Gold, are so expensive now. I had to pay quite a bit of money for this. I mean, I couldn't get it locally. I looked everywhere for this game. And I noticed I don't have like the big box. This came with like a big box and like a Pokewalker, but if you want that version, it's like $120. It's fucking ridiculous. I don't know when did this game jump in price. And I was looking at other Pokemon games. They have all jumped in price. Like, goddamn, like the Pokemon games are ridiculous. Like, I don't know, man. A bit too expensive, but this is the game I'll probably be playing alongside this. I've been in like a Shin Megami Tensei mood lately. I want to play another game in that series because it's a series that so far I absolutely love, and I think this is going to be the game. Shin Megami Tensei Devil Survivor Overclocked, a strategy RPG actually, which I'm really bad at, which is why I don't really play them too much. So I don't know if I'll get through this, but I'm gonna try. I'm sure I will. You know, it looks to be awesome. Danny Devil May Pie played this pretty recently and said it was amazing. So I'm definitely looking forward to this. It's, you know, it's got that SMT battle system, which I fucking love. For my money, like that, you know, SMT4 has probably my favorite turn-based battle system ever. But I'm looking forward to all the demon fusing I'm gonna get up to in this game. The story, I'm sure, is fantastic. Many possible endings too. Hopefully, I get the main ending, but. I'm very excited to finally dive into this game. I think it's pretty long, but yeah, I think it was either this or Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne, and I don't know, I felt like something a bit different than just like that traditional turn-based RPG, and a strategy RPG I thought would be pretty unique. But that's it for all the games I've been playing. I guess now I can talk about the May releases. Just recently, Kirby Triple Deluxe and Mario Golf came out on the 3DS. Mario Golf I'm not interested in. I can't stand sports games. I'm one of those people, the guys that just can't stand anything to do with sports. Like even the Mario sports games I just don't like at all. But Kirby, God, Kirby I'm so iffy on. I want it, but I don't want it at the same time. Like, I think a lot of it has to do with the price is why I haven't jumped on it yet. I mean, I like Kirby games. I think they're all pretty fun. You know, they're all pretty damn easy. And that's another thing I'm worried about with this game, and I've heard this is easy. The more I play platformers, the more I realize I think I look more for a challenge in platformers. I'm not really someone that like loves every game to be this ridiculous challenge, but I think in terms of platformers, I definitely do prefer that. Some of my favorite platformers of all time are challenging. In fact, almost all of them. So even though the Kirby games are fun, they're always short-lived as well. I don't see myself going for 100% with this one, Kirby Triple Deluxe. The reviews are great. Apparently it's a great Kirby game, but I don't know, that $40 price tag and the fact that I'd probably be done with it, and I might even find it boring. I don't know, I'm so iffy on it. I don't know if I want to jump on that game. I think I can wait. Honestly, it seems like a game I might wait to hit $20, although it's a Nintendo game. That will probably never happen. But it is a game that I'm kind of interested in. Drakengard 3 is another game coming out later in the month. I know a lot of people are picking that up, like that special edition or whatever. That's another game I'm very iffy on. I mean, Drakengard 1 and 2, I played both of those games. I didn't do videos on them. Drakengard 2 I didn't even finish. Number 1 I did finish, and I watched all the endings. I really did not like those games. I mean, the story in number 1 was pretty cool, but the gameplay in both of them was just repetitive, and I don't know if I like those Dynasty Warriors types games. I think that's what I'm getting at here. And Drakengard 3, for what it's worth, apparently the gameplay is much improved. A lot of the same team members that worked on like Nier and Drakengard 1 and 2 are working on this game. Gameplay-wise, it looks better. Apparently, storyline-wise, it's nowhere near as good as, say, the first game. I don't know what the general opinion is on the second game's story, but I looked up gameplay. It looks like Drakengard. I mean, I don't know. Because I didn't like Drakengard 1 and 2, I'm thinking this might be a waste of money for me. I mean, it's like $50 or something, so I think I'm going to hold off on Drakengard 3. I don't think it's something I need to pick up. Maybe when, again, another game, maybe when it's cheaper down the line. We've got Transistor on the PS4 and PC. I'll have to play the PC version, which is by the guys that did Bastion, which is another game I thought was okay. I thought Bastion was alright. It kind of wore out its welcome for me towards the end. It got kind of annoying and repetitive. This looks a bit more interesting. It's got like a sci-fi hook to it, and it's got like almost like a turn-based system where you kind of have to you choose your moves and then you'll do them in like this really fast motion, and you kind of save up your energy bar so you can do these like really slow motion attacks. I've looked up gameplay on it. It looks pretty fun. I might actually pick that game up. It's only like $15 or $20 or something, so I think that will be a game I play. It looks to be, I'll probably enjoy it more than Bastion. Also on the 20th is Wolfenstein. As someone that doesn't like first-person shooters, like, I used to love first-person shooters, like, that, like, talking about genres that I've kind of, like, I kind of have stopped liking, like, that's the big one. Like, I used to love first-person shooters, and now I don't know, I just have no interest in them. Wolfenstein, though, has been getting a lot of buzz, and it's by the developers, well, not the developers, but a lot of the team members that worked on The Darkness, and like ex-Starbreeze guys, like The Darkness, Syndicate, which was actually a pretty underrated first-person shooter on the 360, and Chronicles of Riddick, which I loved all those games. So this could actually be really good, and and I have a way I can play it without paying for it, which is always good, because I'm a bit hesitant on it, so it's nice that I can. There's a way for me to play this game without paying money. If anyone knows, like, the Steam family sharing op feature, it's kind of useless, but in this case, I will be able to play it. My cousin's buying the game, and I've got my Steam shared with him, so once he's done with the game, I can jump on that and go through it. Apparently, it's like a 15 to 20 hour game. The thing with Wolfenstein, though, it's got a 50 gigabyte download install. On the PS4, it's like a 47 gigabyte install or whatever. Like, 4 discs on the 360 version. Like, why is this game so big? I don't get that. But I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully, it's a first-person shooter I can enjoy again. Hopefully, maybe it can get me back into that genre that I've kind of lost touch with. But that I'll be playing. Watch Dogs is coming out soon. I used to be so hyped for this game. Not quite anymore. The more gameplay they've shown. I mean, it looks like your typical open-world game just with this hacking element. The story seems kind of interesting, but from the gameplay, it still looks fun enough that I probably will end up buying it. It does actually look pretty fun. That comes out later in the month, so I am going to probably be playing that. there's like the game called Bound by Flame coming out this month. It looks like a very generic third-person RPG. I'm probably not going to get that. It's on PS4, so if you're dying for an RPG fix on your PS4, it could be a good choice. We'll have to wait for the reviews, but the developer's track record's not very good, so I'm not expecting much from that game. And later in the month, the game I'm most excited for in May, Mario Kart 8. It's been a while since Mario Kart Wii, and this one, with the online play, how good it looks, that gravity stuff, I'm looking forward to like the AGP game night with Mario Kart 8. I'm sure there'll be plenty of those events. It just looks fun as hell. I can't wait to get into Mario Kart 8. Now, I think this is the first time with a Mario Kart game where I'm going to actually go for like all the unlocks, just really rinse out this game, like completely exhausted of all its content. And I'm sure I'm going to be playing this game for quite a while. I think it's probably a lot of people's most anticipated game for May. Other than that, there's Mine Zero on the Vita. If I had a Vita, I'd probably pick that up. It's apparently very similar to Persona, which that's okay with me. But I would probably pick that up if I had a Vita. I think Mugen Souls Z or something. I think like the follow-up to Mugen Souls. Although I haven't heard great things about Mugen Souls, but that game I'm probably not going to get. But I think that's about it. There might be some other releases I'm missing for May, but already, I mean, that's a ton of different games. I think there's something for everyone, really, as far as May is concerned. June, not so much. But let me know what games you're looking forward to in May, or what games you're playing right now. I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.